Hi, welcome back to me talking about my version of the Marauders in podcast form without Emma today.
No, I'm not Emma.
Because Emma frickin' ditched me for the beach.
Again?
Yeah.
That's lame.
I know, it's lame. But anyway, today we have somebody else.
Hi.
So that's very exciting. And as we always do when we have a guest, you gotta introduce yourself.
Mm-hmm,
you gotta say name, pronouns, and Hogwarts house.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hi, I'm Dyllan. I use they, them pronouns. And my Hogwarts house. Do you know what? You know my Hogwarts
I
house.
know your Hogwarts house.
Tell the people.
You're a Ravenclaw.
It's true, I am a Ravenclaw.
Imagine me not knowing your Hogwarts house. We're best friends.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Alright, so yeah, that's the other thing. We're literally best friends, and you've been asking to go on the podcast since, it started.
The inception.
Yeah, and I just haven't.
Said no, basically, for months.
I didn't say no. When I was finally having guests on, you were grounded.
This
That's
is
not my fault. That was a
true.
you problem.
When Emma was gone and you were having guests on, you would text the group chat and be like, hey, do you want to be on the podcast? And I would be like, I'm not allowed to leave my house for the next 3 months.
Yeah, so that's on you.
Okay.
It wasn't my intention to bar you from the podcast. It's just kind of what happened. Oh, wait, no. Before I start out with questions, I have to talk about somebody. Because somebody DM'd me because they went as Jeffrey for Halloween. And wow. I need everybody to know.
Was it just like a deer?
It was a deer with a Gryffindor scarf.
That's great.
That's absolutely obsessed.
That's amazing.
Here she is. Her name's Emily. Let me make sure it's she, her. Yes, she, her pronouns. Her name's Emily.
That's amazing.
So iconic. Isn't that incredible?
That's incredible.
Okay, I'm going to put it up on the screen so that people can see.
That's me showing the people.
Okay. But yeah, I think she might be my favorite person in the world now.
That's fantastic.
Sorry, Dyllan. And now we can jump into the questions for you.
Oh, the cues.
The cues.
I love the cues.
I know.
The cues are my favorite part. I've been wanting to be asked cues for months.
Somebody said, do you like Dylan O'Brien? Just because your name is Dylan.
I'm gonna be so honest, I only know who that is by name. And
yeah, I had to look it up who it was too. See,
I've seen pictures of him before.
It's that man.
Oh, shoot.
So do you like him?
He looks like a white man. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my gosh.
How does it feel to see other people living your dream? Oh, he's in the Maze Runner. That's where I know his face from.
Yep.
Teen Wolf. That's what
Teen Wolf.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Next question. Somebody with the handle Only Satan Knows asked you if you will go to prom with them.
You know, what? I gotta think about this one real quick. 1 second. Tell me when your prom is. Where it is. Actually, don't. That's personal information. But, so I do have a boyfriend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's the issue there. But
I know I'm very sexy and all, but...
I thought you might like that one.
Yeah.
Somebody, okay, right next to each other, two different people asked favorite type of cheese, and then somebody else said if you were type of cheese, what would
I
you
will
be?
die on this hill. Mozzarella is the best kind of cheese. It's my favorite cheese.
Good.
I love mozzarella.
I just thought it was funny that two people said that right next to each other, and they were unrelated.
Oh, wait, was it if I were a type of cheese? If I were a type of cheese, I would probably be blue cheese because it's quirky, and I'm very quirky.
You're not. I can't even say you're not like other girls. You're not like other non-binary
I'm literally
people.
not like other girls, though. LOL.
You're not like other non-binary people. People are very concerned that your name has 2 L's. Like, 50 people asked me if that was a typo.
Okay, no, because when I first came out to people with that name, my ex...
Oh, gosh. Should we... They've been on the podcast before, and that's all
anybody
we're gonna
remembers...
say. We can't...
No, never mind.
Yeah, that's
JK.
the thing. JK.
You get to guess who my ex is.
Yeah, you get to guess.
Podcast, but, this person texted me, and we're very good friends now. This person texted me and goes, so can I bully you for the way your name is spelled? And I go, sure.
I didn't even think that was weird. I was like, oh, 2 L's. Like, I don't know.
Well, see, the thing is that's my middle name.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I didn't even realize that it was a weird spelling until just now when, like, so many people were like...
See, the funny part is that... I'm going to share this story really, really quickly. So my middle name is Dyllan. I am named after my older brother, whose middle name is also Dyllan. Because when I was born, my parents were like...
One name.
No. How it happened was my parents were like, middle name? And my brother was just like, just give her my middle name. So they did.
Nice.
But they spelled it differently. And then... You know, my parents stopped loving each other, and I got a stepbrother. And my stepbrother, his name is Dyllan.
I know!
Spelled with one L. So...
Yeah.
I could never come out to my family.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Because you're going to be like, that's literally my brother's name.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
So sorry. So Emma said, no questions, just love you, Dyllan.
Oh, shit. Wait,
we gotta... What are we doing? Okay.
Love you, Emma.
Yay, love you, Emma. All right. Let's tell a funny story about Elizabeth, or that you and Elizabeth lived.
I got to think about this one really quickly. I could tell multiple. I could tell so many.
Oh, no, you could. You get to pick one. Oh, gosh.
Can I tell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. You're not going to tell about the couch?
I'll tell them at the end.
Oh, my gosh.
Can I tell about how your mom outed me?
Yes, make it very clear.
Okay.
You don't care because my mom would feel really bad about this.
I know. Okay. So here's my story that I'm going to tell. Ready? So, Katie, Elizabeth's mom.
Yes.
The sweetest woman alive. I love her so much, and she is so fantastic. So, pretext. This is not, don't go for Katie on this one because she did nothing wrong in this situation. It's just so funny. So, you know, show choir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both do that.
We both do that. We're both, like, leadership positions in show choir. So, our teacher was just out because he had babies.
Yep.
Well, his wife had the babies.
Actually,
his wife
had two
two
babies. It was kind of crazy.
At once.
Yep.
It was crazy. So, he was out on paternity leave.
As one does.
Right.
And my mom was the sub.
This is true. And I love her so much. And I got to see her every day because I have classes every day in that room. So, Katie is the only adult that I am, like, using the name Dyllan with. Until the other day when she wrote in the subnotes something to do with me. I don't know what it was, but she had used the name Dyllan. And my teacher comes back and he's like, hey, this is 8:30 in the morning. And my teacher, who I've known for 4 years, he just goes, hey, is your name Dyllan? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, okay, I just saw the name in my subnotes and didn't know who that was.
I felt so bad for that.
So I told Elizabeth about that, and I was like, yeah, so, like, I'm out to Finn now, and she's just like, did my mom out you to Finn? And I'm like,
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Stick around to the end, and I'll tell you about the couch.
Oh my gosh.
Because the couch story is a great story.
Oh my word. All right. Let's
dive right in.
See,
as
listen.
They say.
See, listen. If you were fully
so long?
I don't know. If you were fully caught up, you would know that I'm trying to switch it up and not say dive right in. So I'm trying to think of other.
I totally
verbs.
forgot that you even say that. I just kind of said it.
Oh really?
LOL.
Let's drop in, boys. Where are we dropping? That's it. That's what we say today.
Gamer.
All right. Let's drop in. So first off, we got Sirius and we got Regulus.
Right.
And they are...
Oh, shit. Sorry, I just confused Regulus and Remus for a minute. And
nope.
I was like, oh, no.
Nope.
It's the first 2 seconds.
Nope. So it's his brother.
Yeah.
Here. Okay. So they're having a little chat. You've gotten to the point where they were, like, talking about Quidditch, like, in the year before, right?
I'm gonna be so honest, I don't remember where I left off.
Nice. All right.
Somewhere in the middle of season.
Yeah, so it should have been past that. But anyway, so they're chatting about, like, Quidditch tryouts now.
As you do.
Sirius has been banned from Quidditch. I don't know if you know that.
Probably not. Know that.
Yeah, he has been banned for life from Quidditch. We don't need to get into why. He's like, so, but, like, you still want help? And Regulus is like, you literally got kicked out. Like, no, dude. because like the year before he had like helped him like get onto the team or whatever.
Right.
And so that's a good time. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So Sirius like for the first time is like, I'm actually like really freaking upset about the whole Quidditch thing. Like that was just, I know I deserved it.
He's becoming a ticking time bomb.
All right. We're gonna move on, but he's upset. Okay, it's like serious, and he's like,
sorry,
serious.
Sorry. Jason Dean character arc.
Oh my god, we're not even through the first freaking paragraph here. But yeah, so like that's kind of sad. He's like, I am kind of upset about it, but it's like it was my own fault. And Regulus was like, You gonna ever tell me like why you got kicked off? He's like, nope. And then that's it. And then, but no, they're also talking for a while, and then Sirius mentions something about the map. And Regulus is like, what map, bruh?
Regulus and he's like, you know cartography? You're a cartographer?
He's like, oh, I didn't know you were into that. No, but then Sirius decides that randomly he's gonna show him the map.
Why did you
like,
say?
What's he gonna do?
Why did you say? I didn't know you were into that. Like you like.
I don't like cartographers.
What?
So Sirius shows Regulus like the map, and it's like, whoa, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so he's looking at it, he's like, okay, this is like actually like really cool and really good, and like I kind of underestimated you a lot.
I feel like Regulus would be the kind of person to look at the map and be like, actually I am 2 centimeters off of where I am right now. And Sirius would be like, shut up.
He probably did a good amount of that as well, let's be honest. But yeah, overall pretty wholesome vibes.
Right.
Pretty fine. Next scene. It is Quidditch tryouts.
Uh-oh. I feel like I'm sensing some espionage and or undermining and or trickery and or
you just think everything that happens in this series, dude. Like, what do you mean? So James is not the team captain. I'm gonna say a lot of names. You don't really need to pay attention to them. It's okay.
I will just zone out.
Jensen Kreit is the team captain.
Stupid name.
It is.
Can I pass judgment on all the names as you say them?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna rate them.
But anyway, so Jensen, so he's like nobody's favorite. He's kind of, his name's Jensen.
Stupid name, 3 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. But before tryouts, he pulls James aside and he's like, okay, so like you're gonna be the captain next year. Like, come on.
James Potter.
Yeah.
Pretty good name, 8 out of 10.
So, like, why don't you, like, kind of help out with tryouts? Like, just kind of be a second set of eyes, that type of thing.
Right.
And he's like, all right, so let's freaking do that. And so he's like, okay, so also, you are, like, guaranteed to stay in your spot, basically, even though I'm, like, making you, like, retry out.
That's swag.
And then also, like, this guy, Brady, who's, like, Jensen's bestie. Brady Hawkins.
Reminds me of a guy I know named Brady, as well as Hawkins, Indiana, from Stranger Things. I think it is an average name. 4.5 out of 10.
Okay. So then, so Brady's a beater, and he's also, like, Jensen's, like, bestie, and he's like, okay, so you guys are there because, you were on the team last year, and James is like, okay, what about Marlene? Marlene was also on the team last year.
Marlene, I love her.
I know. And Jensen's like, well, actually, I'm not a huge fan of the way that Marlene plays. And James is like,
you die? What if you cry about it?
Literally.
Cry about it. Literally cry about it.
I know. So he's like, okay, so that's, like, kind of sucky. But
maybe
he's like,
stop
do you have...
sexist.
Yeah, so he's like, do you have a reason, bro? And he's like, I don't know. I don't love it. I'm keeping it in the air.
Listen,
but, like,
Okay, I get that. Like, if you don't like someone plays, you don't like how someone plays. But if you don't like how they play simply because they are not your gender,
facts. Anyway, but he's like, okay, I'm not, like, automatically gonna get rid of Marlene, but, like, if somebody better comes along, so, like, I'm not, And right. James is like, okay, sure. But he also knows that Marlene really hates being a seeker, which is the position that she plays now. There are 5 possible things for 2 possible chaser slots, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm listening to you, sorry.
So, Darius Levin.
Okay.
I need a rating.
Darius Levin, I think that name is... it reminds me of an anime character name, so I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. Layla Fletcher, she's in 5th year.
Oh, I like that name, 9 out of 10.
Okay, Marlene.
Obviously
established. Cody Dalton, he's in 7th year.
I hate the name Cody, 2 out of 10.
Mateo Whitlock, 4th year.
Oh, I love Mateo. Oh, yes, 7 out of 10. I love Mateo.
So, like, James is, like, trying out, but he's mostly just, like, watching the others. Darius is pretty good, and so is Layla, but they're both, like, pretty young and not super experienced, so he's like, okay, like, you know, Marlene freaking kills it as a chaser. He's like, Queen. Holy crap, I've only ever seen her do, like, seeker stuff and, like, killing it.
Queen shit. Sorry.
Literally. But he's like, oh my gosh, we have been wasting her as a seeker, like, needs to be a chaser, oh my gosh. Cody's fine. And Mateo...
No! Poor baby. I think all the people with higher ranking names should be on the team.
No. Mateo tried his best. Mateo may have run
to be captain.
I think Mateo ran directly into a goalpost.
I think he showed up, and that's all that matters.
Literally. Mateo's a king, but not for the Quidditch team. Alright, so next up, they're looking for the Seekers. So nobody's, like, a standout, besides, like, Marlene, but, like, after seeing her as a chaser, he's like, okay, we can't have her as a Seeker again. Mm-hmm, like, we're gonna need this. Yeah. And so he's, like, going through, and there's this one dude named Felix Davidson, who's, like, in 3rd year.
Ooh, I actually don't hate that name. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Nice. So Felix Davidson... 3rd year, he's a little guy, but he's, like, actually, like, the best one there, and he's like, okay, like, holy crap. Go off 3rd year. But,
nice.
Still not sure about him, but James is like, okay, like, I could train him up, like, we gotta have Marlene as, like, the chaser, mm-hmm, like, this is gonna be great. Yeah. And James is, like, getting all these big thoughts, you know, as James does. Okay, so then, like, before the last session, which is, like, the beaters, James, like, pulls Marlene aside, and he's like, oh my gosh, okay, go off, like, Miss Chaser, like, what is happening? Period. I didn't know that was it, and she's like, dude, you should see me as keeper. Jensen's the keeper, though. But she's like, you should see me as that, because, like, that is my best position. And, like, he's like, Marlene, what have you been hiding from me?
I want to kiss Marlene.
Okay, do that.
I can't! She's not real!
So, like, James is like, okay, go off, Marlene. Like, excited for you to, like, actually be playing more than, like, a position that's, like, your 3rd best, apparently.
3rd best, LOL.
Yeah. So now let's do a little scene change.
Ooh. Can I do transition music? Doodly doo 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 doo.
I tried not to laugh at that. What?
I think you should use these in future episodes. So here's some sound bites for you. Ready? Doodly doo 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 doo. Okay, there's one. Here's another one. Ready? Bum 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 bum. Okay, one more. I'll do one more. Okay. Bring do 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 do. Okay.
Oh my gosh. But no, so we're back in the castle. This is Sirius and Remus, not regular.
This is his boyfriend!
This is his boyfriend, not his brother. But they managed to, like, you know, kind of get away from Peter and, like, have some alone time. What they haven't done in a while, and, you know, they went looking for more secret passageways in the castle. That's what I'm saying.
Like fun.
It does sound like fun. They're the 2 best ones who do it. And so what they decided to do is to go down into, like, the basement, which they never do to look for passages because, like, Slytherins, you know, gross. But yeah, they're just, like, down there or whatever, and then they have, like, a spell that, like, you know, can reveal, like, where, like, something is, but, like, not say how to open it, like, something like Omnum Revelio or something.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, but, like, then they figure out how to get into it. But, you know, so they're going and they're, like, trying to figure out, like, look for any telltale signs of something.
So dumb.
You know, like...
Sorry, that's really stupid.
What do you mean? That's how magic works in this world.
Yeah, I know, but also, like, be better.
Gosh, so they figure out that there's, like, something behind this wall, like, something funky, something, you know? And they're like, okay, we gotta do this. And, like, the portraits on the wall are like, nobody's been in there for hundreds of years.
Drama queen,
since, like,
bro.
Salazar Slytherin or, like, something, I don't know, something like that.
Oh, that was, I guess. I thought that was... Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, so it's, like, since the founding of Hogwarts, nobody's been there. And they're like, oh my gosh, we just found the Chamber of Secrets. Like, we're about to, like... go off. They're so excited.
Was Mona and Myrtle there when they were at school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she was with Hagrid, who's in, like, the 30s.
Yeah. But they're like, nobody's been here in forever. And they're like, okay, how do we open it then? Because, like, obviously you've seen, like, how these people open it. And they're like, no, they're like, oh, shoot, we don't know how he opened it. And they're like, dude, what? And they're like, he said something. But, like, we don't know what it was. And so they're, like, all of these portraits are, like, trying to be like, okay, no, I'm sure it was this thing. And they're, like, all insane. And it's like, an hour here. And they're, like, thinking that they're about to open the actual Chamber of Secrets. And they're, like, and they don't remember the password. Like, they're losing their minds. It's a very stressful situation. But no, so then they're all like, it has something to do with Salazar. They say Salazar something. So it ended up being Salazar's pet. And they open it, and it is literally just like a box.
And it's labeled...
It is empty.
No, I thought it would be labeled... Oh, it's empty, so then it would be labeled Salazar's Hopes and Dreams. And he put that there when they founded Hogwarts, because that was the end of his hopes and dreams.
No, what it actually was is, like, where he ended up hatching the basilisk, but, like, right now... It's just nothing.
Again, Salazar's hopes and dreams. That's what he would label his pet basilisks.
Yeah.
This is my basilisk hopes and dreams.
Yeah. So, like, literally, but yeah, the most anticipation for the smallest, tiniest bit of payoff ever, because there is nothing here. It is just, like, a little section of the wall that is, like, and they're like, here it is. And, like, all the portraits are like, what's in it? Because they can't see it. And then they're like, there's
diamonds and gold and rubies, and you'll never get to see any of it.
I don't know, but they're just, like, really upset. But anyway, yeah, they're just sitting there, and, like, Sirius is mad. He's like, I spent how long doing this? I missed watching Quidditch tryouts because I thought it was important. And then Remus just, like, absolutely starts losing his mind laughing because he's like, this is the funniest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. And, you know, it's all nice. Everything. So then they start leaving, and, like, and then they do the kissy kiss, you know?
Yes! Gay! I love it. I love to see some gays.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but no, like, Sirius is like, don't worry, this is a shortcut, and, like, pulls him into, like, a passage or whatever, and Remus is like, this isn't a shortcut, it was faster to just go the normal. He's like, you are not getting this. But yeah, so you know, that starts happening, and it's yeah, it goes on.
I feel like when you were writing this, you were imagining, like, two action figures and just pressing their faces together.
That's what I do when I write. I just like. No, okay, but they're high key making out, right? And it takes them a solid 4 seconds after Regulus walks in to realize that Regulus walked in.
And you know what happened? I know this probably isn't what happened, but here's what I wanted to happen.
This is Dylan's version.
Regulus walks in, pretend you are them, and right, yeah, and then I go, that's gay. And then I just, like, turn around and walk out, and then just obliviate myself, and then I'm like, I should go see if Quidditch tryouts are updated yet, and then I go to bed.
Honestly, pretty close to what ends up happening. No, but, like, so, like, Remus sees him first, and is like,
no, mental image. Remus is up against the wall, and they're like, and then he goes, literally, this is basically what happened, and he's just like, and then Sirius turns around, he's like, and Regulus just looks brother-in-law. Except not really. I go into straight marriage.
No, but they just all kind of look at each other, and Regulus just kind of nods, and then just walks away. And Sirius might be traumatized for the rest of his entire life, because that's his little brother, and
that's his ticking time bomb moment. That's what causes him to go to Azkaban in reality.
Yep. But no, so he just walks out, and now we're gonna go to a different scene.
Okay, continue.
Alright, so we're back in the Quidditch pitch.
Wow.
It is the Beaters tryouts.
Oh, funky.
There's a dude named Grayson Morris.
Stupid name, 4 out of 10.
Okay, But it's in 7th year. He's also kind of friends with Jensen, like they're in the same year or whatever, but they're not like besties or whatever. Then we have Darius Levin again.
I think they're all dating.
No. And then, so it's like those two, and there's just one beater position. And then there is like this
there are 2 beater positions.
Well, but one of them is already taken by Brady. Okay. So anyway, and then there's this tiny 5'1" girl.
You? Self-insert?
No. She's much cooler than I'll ever be. And she has blonde hair, blue eyes, hair in pigtails, showing up for the beaters tryouts. And everybody's like, are you Hi, Marina. Her name's Marina Smith.
6 out of 10.
Dang, alright.
I bet she's quirky.
Okay, but anyway. No, but she always has, like, perfect makeup, like, perfectly curled hair every single day. Always has her, like, nails done, like, usually pink. And it's just, like, she became a minor sensation across the school because she dyed her quill bright pink. She's, like, girly girl to the umpteenth. And we love her.
Love her.
But, yeah.
I bet she's gay.
Okay.
Cameron.
But then, so yeah, as soon as Jensen sees her, he's like, hey, you know, these are, like, the beater tryouts, and, like, I don't know, the secret tryouts were, like, an hour ago, like...
She's like, okay.
Literally.
Don't care, didn't ask.
She's like, I know, I'm a beater. And he's like, okay, well, like, I don't know if you know anything about Quidditch, but the beaters...
And she goes, shut up.
She goes, okay, yeah, I know what a beater is, like, I know that, like, I might get injured, and, like, I know that, I get it. He's like, well, I'm not sure you do. Okay, so Grayson goes first. He's pretty good, actually. So, like, for their tryouts, they would, like, you know, Bludger goes towards them. They have to, you know, try and get it to go through. They have to hit it away from themselves, that's the first part, and then, like, in a general direction that makes sense. So, like, they try and hit the goalpost, but, like, it's a bludger. It's kind of hard to get to do that.
Right, yes. As you do.
So, Grayson does it, doesn't make it in the first 2 times, but then the last time he makes it, like, actually go through a goalpost. Very exciting. Very, very nice. Darius, not as confident, but he does manage to have it go through, like, once.
Yes.
But when he gets off, James hears him be like, I meant for it to go through the other one, and it, like, went through that one. But you know what?
Right?
It works out.
That's okay.
Good for Darius,
That's okay,
you know?
King.
Okay, so, like, and then there's frickin' Marina. She frickin' shows up, and James is like, I don't know what this means. So she's on, like, a clean sweep 6, which at the time is, like, the most, like, is, like, the coolest broom. And he's like, okay, so, like, impressive broom. Maybe she just has rich parents. Like, what is happening here? Like, it's a little confusing and a little concerning.
She stole the broom.
She did not steal the broom. Okay, but when she kicks off, he's like, okay, so she can fly. Like, good, too.
Right, yeah.
And it's, like, crazy good. And so he's like, okay, I've never seen a 3rd year fly like that. That's really good. So she's, like, showing off because she hates Jensen already. And so then Jensen releases the bludger, and it just, like, you know, locks onto her quickly. And, like, most of the others, like, you know, tried to avoid it and then get to a comfortable place. She goes at the bludger head on, hits it. It goes perfectly through the goalpost, not on the side of the Quidditch pitch that, like, they were close to, but on the other side of the Quidditch pitch.
Yeah.
Straight through it. No issues. James is like, oh my gosh.
Wow, that's pretty
You are my favorite person, and I love you, and oh my gosh,
he goes,
I
Lily
can't
who?
Wait. Literally.
And
she's in 3rd year. That's actually kind of creepy. Maybe
never
mind.
That. He goes, Lily, my love of my life.
He's so happy. And then, like, Jensen is
just
like...
sitting there like...
Also, I forgot to say this. Marina, literally, when that happens, her reaction is like... She's like, go me! She claps for herself. Yay! Like, I did it. She was like, not beater.
You know what? I also feel like outside of Quidditch, this girl is just like, she's like Hermione. Like, top tier at like magic and everything. She like probably has a snowy owl that she transfigured to look like this.
Probably. Honestly.
And I think that she's in the right for that.
But yeah, so
like,
she's like,
this man is.
So she's like so excited. She's like, oh my gosh, like I did it. James is like, Who is she? I love her, but, like, what is happening here?
I think James is a little scared of her.
A little bit, for sure.
I think James is scared of women.
I think that's a fair assumption. But anyway, but no, when she looks down at James, he, like, mouth open, like, what is happening? And she's like, oh, was I supposed to do it on this side of the field? I'm so sorry. He's like, no, you're good. He's like, good job.
Be captain now. If you
want. He's like, I literally, you're so good. And then Jensen is like, he's like, okay, that was like a fluke because it went to the other end. Like, we're gonna try. Beat it again. And he's like, yeah, actually, Marina, you're gonna put it through a hoop on this side. And she's like, okay, which one? And he's like, the left one. And she's like, okay, the bludger's already coming back. And he's like, James is like, oh my gosh, she's about to get hit. No, she ducks under it, hits it straight into the center one again, like dead center. And James is like, oh my gosh, this is incredible.
I feel like she's like me in the fact that she doesn't know her left from her right.
But yeah, so James is like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anybody that can do it like this accurate and everything. And Jensen's like, okay, I'm still not buying this. And he's like, actually, Marina, I'm gonna need for you to hit, like, the goalpost itself, like, hit the bar.
Right, yeah.
And she's like, okay. She goes from, like, half the field, like, does it, absolutely no issue, and James almost, like, passed out. He's like, you? And, like, when she lands, he's like, you? Can I just shake your hand? You were so good! I love you! He's like, future Quidditch captain right there. And she's like, oh my gosh, okay.
James is definitely one of those, like, student athletes, alumni that comes back to the school.
Oh, yeah.
And is like, celebrities here, guys. And then he sees that she's Quidditch captain, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so, like, after tryouts, James, understandably, is, like, gushing about her. He's like, oh my gosh.
Jealous Lily.
No.
Lily is now a ticking time bomb.
What is with you and ticking time bombs? So after the tryouts, James is, like, going up, talking about Marina.
Right.
And he's, like, even serious. He's like, my best friend. Like, no way could he ever beat her. Like, no, this is incredible. She should, like, already be playing professionally and everything. Mm-hmm. And eventually Jensen is just, like, angry. And he's like, okay, we're not putting her on the team.
¿Y por qué no?
Exactly. And James is like, okay, did you not see this girl? Did we not witness the same
thing, sir?
Like, and he's like, no. He's like, she was fine, but, like, I'm going with Grayson. He deserves it. And he's like,
Puta! No!
And James is like, what do you mean he deserves it? And he's like, okay, well, listen, I've known Grayson, like, his whole life. He's worked his whole life for this. He wants to be a Quidditch player. Like, she just doesn't have, like, the same ambition that the rest of us do.
Have you read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes?
I have not.
If you've ever read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, this seems awfully familiar.
Okay. But he's like, okay, yeah, but, like, Marina was, like, incredible. Like, I don't care how long Grayson's wanted this, he would understand. And he's like, okay, but, like, do you really think that she'd be that committed? Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah,
you know,
I do. Yes,
he's like, he's like, what if practice, like, messes up her makeup or something? I'm not gonna deal with, like, a hyper emotional girl. Like, it's
Hey yo.
I know.
This man deserves a 3 out of 10 on his stupid ass name.
Okay. And so he's like, this is Quidditch. This isn't, like, singing practice or whatever.
LOL.
I just dissed every dude in choir right now. Alright. So James goes into the common room. He is full of rage. He's like, God, so Jensen, like, went to, like, the prefect's bathroom, like, to shower or whatever. He is like, James is angry.
Ticking time bomb.
Yes, ticking time bomb, if I've ever seen one. But no, so he goes up, so Jensen is like, I'm gonna be up in a few minutes with the list. He's just, and it's also gonna have Marlene as a seeker and not as a chaser.
Bruh!
He's like, oh, burger. So he comes up to the common
become a ticking time bomb.
Oh yeah, okay. So as soon as he comes up to the common room, and it's just, like, absolutely buzzing and everything, and everybody's, like, has heard about Marina, and they're, like, talking to her and, like, everything, and, like, being like, oh my gosh, and, like, everybody's so excited about her. Even Darius and Grayson, like,
Or like,
congratulated her. They're like, you were great. No hard feelings. Like, go off. Like, live your best life.
I feel like what's about to happen is the list is gonna go up and James is gonna be like, magic, and the name is gonna change.
Nope.
Why not?
Something better. But no, so she's like telling everyone, she's like, yeah, I like love Quidditch. I like practice all the time, but you know, I don't really tell people that, but like I'm so excited and like it's gonna be so great. And so James sat with like, you know, the rest of the Marauders plus Brady and Marlene, and you know, they're all there talking about her, but he just sits there, he's angry boy,
he's
James
filled with testosterone.
Yes. Marlene's like, what happened? And he's like, he's not putting Marina on the team.
Bruh.
And Marlene's like, what? She's like, okay, what? And, like, she said it loudly, and he's like, okay, you gotta keep your voice down. Like, you know, the list is gonna go up later or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she's like, like, I don't care. This is what is happening here. And Brady is, like, also being extremely loud and everything. He's like, I was prepared to get kicked off of the team if it meant that she was on here. Like, I was good with that. What is happening? They're both yelling. And at some point, somebody across the room who's, like, realizing what's happening is like, what happened? And Marlene is, like, just not listening to James, who's like, please, like, shut up and, like, don't say this. She's like, bloody Jensen Kreit isn't putting Marina on the team. And the whole common room is like, what?
Yeah.
They're like, wait, what the heck? And just poor Marina, just, like, so sad.
The entire House of Gryffindor. You know what I'm about to say. The entire House of Gryffindor.
Ticking time bomb.
The
room, like, kind of quiets down because somebody's like, okay, is this real or did Marlene just say that? And they're like, James, did you know this? And he's like, okay, like, I'm not allowed to say this, but, like, yeah, it is what happened, and, like, I'm mad too, but there's nothing we can do about it. He's the captain, not me. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? But yeah, so yeah, everybody's, like, angry now, but it's, like, kind of calmed down.
Right.
And he goes over to Marina, James does, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I think you're great, and you're gonna be on the team when I'm captain next year because I love you, and, like, you don't even have to try out, and just, good job. And, you know, he's trying to be nice. But yeah, and then she's upset, but she just, like, nods, and she's like, yeah, whatever. But she's sad, bro. And then Jensen comes up and he puts up the list, and then everybody starts, like, directing his anger at him. But he's like, you guys don't know, I'm the captain here. You guys don't know my thought process.
You don't know what I go through. You don't know what it's like to be
I made the hard decisions.
You don't know what it's like to be me.
I know, but even Grayson's mad. He's like, Grayson, I put you on the team, and Grayson's like, yeah, I'm not as good. Like, that's what
and then
the heck?
Gryffindor goes on to lose every game they play that year.
Not quite.
Well, I think they should.
So yeah, so then people are angry, and James just can't take it, so he's like, I'm going upstairs. And, like, you know, that whole gang that was, like, down there goes up, so it's, like, Marlene and Brady and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Lily's up there, too. And, like, you know, it's the whole Marauders gang.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, yeah, so then they go upstairs, and Marlene is, like, she's like, okay, what is he going on about? Like, his reasons, that he has good reasons. And he's like, he doesn't have good reasons. Wow. He's like, he doesn't think that she has, like, the right temperament for Quidditch. She's like, what, is she, like, a jerk or something? Like, she seems so nice. And he's like, no, just, like,
she likes pink.
I know! He's like, he thinks that she's too, like, girly or whatever. And Marlene's like, I'm a girl! And he's like, Marlene...
no, and then he looks at her and he goes, well, and then she immediately, like, she's looking at him like, and he's like, and he goes, well,
you're just so good at Quidditch.
You know what? You have A cups, Marlene. How about that one?
Essentially, yes. No, but it's just like, but I think he goes like, you have short hair, you know, or something. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, it doesn't actually matter. He just doesn't like that she's girly. And he's like, well, yeah.
Your hair doesn't go past your shoulders, Marlene.
She's like, neither does yours. It's the whole thing. And they're like, but they're all just yelling, and they're like, there's no reason to not put her on the team just because she's girly. He's like, I know, I'm upset too, Marlene. And everybody's just yelling, and it's a whole thing. And then she's like, there's nothing we can do. He's the freaking captain, not me.
And then everyone...
And then there's silence for a second, and then Lily, who apparently has been listening to this whole thing, but, like, has not been paying attention, is like, okay, there's always something that you can do if you've got enough nerve.
Hey,
call back. And they all look at her. And he's like, okay, like, what am I gonna do? Like, resign in protest? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that.
Here's
like,
what
I'm not gonna
They transfigure their uniforms pink. Because it's already close enough.
Close. You're getting there.
Oh, is it based off that one Tumblr post?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I have, yes.
Because that's what I was thinking of this whole time.
And I've made a TikTok about this before. Yeah. But yeah, so they're like, okay, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna poison the name of this dude? Like, is that what's going down? Or are we gonna poison Jensen? And it's like, no. And then it's like, she's like, we're not gonna poison him, but you know, he just doesn't want to put her in because she's girly. And they're like, yeah. So he's like, so we have to have somebody on the team that's girly. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, we can't do that. She's not on the team. We can't put another person on the team. She's like, guys, you are all already on the team. And then they're like, oh. Yeah. All right, but, like, James finally gets it. And the others are like, oh, no. And James is like, all right, what is Quidditch worth to you guys? Is it worth a little bit of makeup? And, yeah. They went with that idea.
All of the males on the Quidditch team who secretly have always wanted to experiment are like,
let's frickin' go.
They're like, no, I've never wanted to do that before.
What do you mean? No. But no, so it was more than just like a bit of makeup.
Right, no, it was definitely like foundation and like contour and like
big wings for all of them.
I do that.
Yeah, and everything. And like they just started to get everybody involved because at first it was just everybody on the team, and then it was like everybody who tried out, and then it was like everybody, and then like and then it was like Mateo definitely did the nails.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
Mateo was like, okay, she has bright pink nails.
Yes.
I have bright pink nail polish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's freaking go for it. And like everything, and so there's like all of Gryffindor Tower is like, you know, just going at it and everything.
I would like to think that in the future Mateo opens a nail salon and he has his own brand of nail polish that like changes colors.
Oh my gosh, where is all this Mateo lore coming from?
My brain.
I love it.
My Mateo. Stan Mateo.
Hashtag Stan Mateo.
Hashtag Comment section.
Comment section better be hashtag
Mateo.
But the point is, so they start doing this. But the real kicker is that all of the team members, they got skirts. They got the skirt uniforms. Yeah. They got like high heels from people. James had to learn how to walk in high heels, which was
Sirius
a whole
already
thing.
Knew how to walk in high heels.
Somehow, yes, and he wouldn't say how. Yeah. He wouldn't tell anybody else how, but yes, he did.
Peter also definitely knew how to walk in high heels. But that was just because
Peter fell over like 8 million times. I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree.
Listen.
No, but everybody. So they just like got into because they're trying to hide this all from Jensen like before it happened. Yeah. So they're. They're in, like, the girls' prefect bathroom. It's just, like, open. It's, like, a freaking boutique with people doing makeup and nails and everything. It's a whole thing. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so then the 5 of them, or no, yes. So the 6 teammates just freaking walk in, looking snazzy, looking so good.
As they should.
And then they walk up and James is like, hey, Jensen, I'm so sorry. We just wanted to let you know that none of us are going to be able to make it to practice tonight because, like, I'm sure you understand, but, like, clearly none of us will be able to play anymore, you know, because of the makeup. We can't do it, and the nail. Yeah. We can't do it. Mm-hmm. And so then they just walk away, and Jensen's just like, what happened to my team, bro?
And I think...
So anyway, so then within, like, the first 2 hours of the school day, Minerva McGonagall has already called Jensen down, talked with him, gotten his side of the story. Then she calls James in, gets his side of the story, and she's like, and then it gets to the point, and she's like, okay, so then it was your idea to, like, dress up everybody and everything? And he's like, actually, that was Lily Evans. And she's like,
yeah, makes sense.
She's like, she's been friends with you guys for, like, a month, and, like, how did this happen? Anyway.
Because Lily is a social justice queen.
Facts. And she's like, but no, she's like, I thought you weren't speaking to Lily. And he's like, apparently, I do listen to her anyway. But then Minerva McGonagall tells James Potter the best news he had ever heard in his entire life. James Potter gets the news that he is now Quidditch captain as a 6th year. And he's like, let's go! And that Jensen has been kicked off of the team, and that he is not to be able to try out again. Oh, no, but James, like, thinks that, like, his heart has stopped beating. He's like, oh my gosh. And, like, in a dress and, like, makeup, he's like, I'm gonna die.
He faints onto McGonagall's couch. Like, very
dramatically. But she's like, I think the first thing that you should do as captain is thank Lily Evans, because it was a very good strategy, and it was good. And he's like, all right. And so then a few minutes later, he bursts into the common room, and he's like, Marina! She's like, yeah. He's like, you're on the team! Sorry, Grayson, you were great. And Grayson's like, fair enough.
Grayson's like...
And then he's like, Marlene! She's like, yeah. He's like, are you as good as the keeper as you told me you are? Yes. You're on the team! You're a keeper.
And Jensen's like,
bro, what the heck? And he's like, Jensen got kicked off, and he's like, but by the end of the week, at that moment in time, a bunch of girls were like, wait, can we hold tryouts again? Because I wanted to try out, but I didn't because I knew he was a jerk. And he's like, heck yes, let's do it. So they did all new tryouts, and he and Brady were the only two guys on the team for the rest of that year.
Yeah, as I should be.
And so the seeker ended up being a 5th year named Adelaide Mackenzie.
7 out of 10.
Okay. The keeper was Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
Beaters, Brady and Marina. Chasers were James Potter, Layla Fletcher, and Alexia Morgan.
Alexia Morgan, okay.
Right?
Well, Alex Morgan is pretty swag. 9.5 out of 10.
Okay. So, then to wrap things up finally, Regulus did indeed make it onto the Slytherin Quidditch team again.
Okay.
And so when Sirius went to congratulate them, he was like, hey, like, congrats and everything. And he's like, thanks. And it's like silent for a bit. And then he's like, look, about what you saw. And Regulus is like, we don't have to talk about this. And he's like, okay, cool. And then they just didn't. For the rest of literally always.
And then they died, both of them.
They did, but we're not going to talk about that. And then James did thank Lily, like, profusely. But then she, like, snapped at him and was like, well, yeah, sometimes I do have good ideas, James, all right? And he's like, I know, but, like, thanks for sharing them with me.
Yeah.
And she's like, dude, what the heck? And that's the end of the episode. Yay. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have my own blooper episode.
I honestly should. I should just make a whole frickin' thing of bloopers just for you. But is there another story that you would like to tell? Actually, should I close this out first and then you can tell it as like an after thing?
Yeah.
Alright. We're gonna close this one out here. I really hope you enjoyed it. But thank you so much for watching and listening and everything. Shout out to Ren the Metamorph Magus on TikTok for the art. And then Benji Wilson for the music.
Very smart.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye! Alright. Now, Dyllan has a story.
Dyllan does have a story. So... You can't look at me like we're about to recreate the story.
We should No, it's alright.
So, fun fact, I'm just a little bit gay. I don't know if you could tell by looking at me or anything.
You have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Kinda sucks.
I bet I love you. So we're best friends, right? We hang out like very frequently.
I've actually never met Dyllan.
No, I'm just off the street like a dog, like a stray animal. Elizabeth saw my outfit, was like, shit.
Yeah.
Yep. And fun fact, I do think Sirius would wear this outfit.
I think you're right. I think it's a good outfit.
Mm-hmm. So
how did it even start?
We were watching TikTok.
I think we were just watching TikToks.
We were watching TikToks and
on this very futon.
Yeah, it's true. And show the people how you were sitting. We were looking.
So you gotta scooch down a little because you were.
Oh yeah, because I do this
we were
frequently.
Like this.
Mm-hmm. We're like this, looking at
watching TikToks, and then you look at me,
and I go, "Are we
about
about to kiss
right now?"
And Elizabeth backed away. Look,
I was.